Ladies and gentlemen, welcome in to your new Jackrabbit Illustrated B-Team spin-off show.
Scared money don't make money.
That's right, folks. Scared money don't make money. The spin-off show from the B-Team with Ben and Brendan making their picks against the spread just like old times, with the addition of Alex Kenkel and his computer model that is featured weekly on JackrabbitIllustrated.com. As usual, the B-Team and all Jackrabbit Illustrated podcasts are live on the Jackrabbit Illustrated Facebook and Twitter pages, along with being live on the FCS Fans Nation YouTube channel. Also, if you don't catch us live, be sure to tune in on Apple Podcasts, Spotify Podcasts, or any major podcast outlet in between. As always, the B-Team is brought to you by our title sponsor, Kubota Dealers of South Dakota. If you need a tractor, utility vehicle, construction equipment, zero-turn motors, parts, service, and more, there's always a Kubota dealer near you with 8 locations across the great state of South Dakota. Stop in today and get yourself into some orange equipment. And we would also like to thank our segment sponsor, Cubby's Sports Bar and Grill in downtown Brookings. If the Jacks are out of town and you need a place to watch them, head on down and get some Chislic cheese curds, beer, and burgers. And now, without further ado, scared money don't make money.
All right. What's up, B-Team Mafia? We intended to do this on Wednesday. That did not happen. Actually, I don't know. Maybe Alex was going to be able to do this with us, but we were such a shit show getting this together. We didn't even text him, so he might see this pop up and be like, what the hell, man? Alex.
It was like 10:30 on Wednesday night, and I was like, huh. I texted Brendan, and I'm like, it's Wednesday. And he didn't even realize it either until I told him about it. So
No,
I don't know. It's an off week for SDSU, and I guess it's an off week for us. So, but no, we wanted to get on here and get our picks in for the first round playoff games, and also pick our bracket. So we shall do that.
And happy Thanksgiving to everybody.
Yeah.
I hope everybody remembered their Waylight savings time to set their scales back 10 to 15 pounds so you don't feel bad about what you ate on Thanksgiving. If you forgot to set that, maybe do that before you jump on the scale, because I don't know if you eat like I did, but holy hell.
Solid dad joke to start off the podcast.
I thought it was good. That was a good one.
All right, I love it.
For the record, Ben is not the reason we were late.
Yeah,
I love to give Ben shit about us being late. This was not on him. We were both late. I was assembling a desk. This will be the last time I have apparently what some people have called Scarlett O'Hara background, which, yeah, that was a comment. Did you notice that in the last B-Team show?
I missed.
Someone said Scarlett O'Hara, and I was like, man, like, don't say that to my wife, because this is supposed to be the baby's room and I don't want to buy new curtains, but alas. So I will have a whole new setup next time. I'm moving everything, so it'll be cool. But
yeah. You putting a little soundproofing in there, so a little
less, I don't know. It'll probably be less echoey because it's in the basement. Probably have my little bar in the background. My background will be much upgraded from what it currently is now. So that'll be cool. With all my Jacks memorabilia and different military stuff my brother sent me and some cool things. So yeah, it should be quite an upgrade. We're buying new curtains. Son of a bitch. Awesome.
Nice.
You know what I love? Curtain shopping.
Perfect. All right. Well, why don't we get right into picking the games? Do you want to throw? Did you grab a bracket? Do you want to throw it up?
Oh, fine. Fine. Just hold on. Let me share it. You know, I wasn't paying attention when you said that we were sharing it. So here we go. There it is.
Good work.
We'll start at the top.
Let's do that. We got the
G-Dub Mercer.
Gardner Webb going to Mercer, and Mercer is favored in this one by an amount that I will tell you as soon as I get to my spreadsheet.
We are a disaster. Holy crap!
Got it.
Are we
Mercer is favored by 3.5 in this one.
Mercer's only by 3.5.
That's exactly what the spread is. The total is 57.
Woof.
To remind people, I'm 8 games behind Brendan. It hasn't gone well for me. Alex has gone. However, we do have his model numbers.
We do. We still have the model.
I will look them up real quick here. The computer has Mercer by 5.5. So the computer will take Mercer since the spread is only 3.5.
You want to go first, or do you want to follow me? Do you want to give yourself the best chance you can, or where am I influencing your picks?
It doesn't matter in this one. I'm taking Mercer.
I'm taking Mercer too.
Yeah, I mean, I think they win. It'd suck if they only win by 3, but I like only giving up 3.5 there. It seems fairly easy. It will be interesting to watch the game. I'm going to try to catch some of it because that's who SDSU will play. They'll play the winner of that. But yeah, I think it's interesting though, because I think that if you have listened to a lot of the FCS media talk about this game, it's kind of been a foregone conclusion that Mercer would win this, and then for the spread to only be 3.5, it's very interesting.
Well, Gardner-Webb's played fairly well to end the season here. They did have, who did they upset? I'm having a brain fart. They had for Gardner-Webb, they had a pretty good upset. I could see this game being closer than people expect. I could see Gardner-Webb pulling off the upset because they've done it before. But head says Gardner-Webb. The way I lost last year was by risking it for the biscuit on some hard overhead hope for upset predictions, and not this year, my friend. Absolutely not. You're not getting to catch up by my foolishness.
I'm gonna just have to hope you trip up, because I got it's not gonna be in this one though. So I think we'll pick our brackets too, but obviously if we're picking the favorite, that's who we're picking to win. So we've both got Mercer moving on in this one. Both have them beating the spread. Next one down, we've got Duquesne. I believe that's how you say it.
Yeah, that's maybe in England where they say aluminium.
No, Duquesne going to Youngstown State, and this was a gift for Youngstown State. They are the second biggest favorite of the weekend. Youngstown State's favored by 23 at home. Oof. Which is a tough spread. Duquesne is not very good. However, Youngstown State's shown that they don't win games by a whole lot of points. They usually win close games. So, man, this is tough. I'm gonna take Duquesne to cover. I'll go plus 23 Duquesne.
Duquesne to cover. Plus 23. It's 23. There's no hook.
Exactly 23.
I'm writing my own notes on this one because I got to fill my bracket out for a bracket competition later. So I'm going to go ahead and take Youngstown State to cover. They have had a fairly good track record at home versus NEC schools and bad teams in covering. So I'm going to take Youngstown State. Give me the sharply dressed birds to cover for me on this one.
Oh, I forgot to tell you what the computer had. The computer has Youngstown State by 23.3, so they will also take Youngstown State barely.
See, after the paddling I gave the computer last week, it wisened up and is following my lead now.
Yeah. Yeah, it's got some making up to do. Let's see here. What's the next game we got on the schedule? It is North Carolina Central going to Richmond. Was it? How did North Carolina Central not get this bid?
How did they not get the Celebration Bowl bid?
No, the home game bid for this game.
Oh, I don't know. I think they were probably so certain they were going to the Celebration Bowl that they might not have put in a bid or that large of a bid. And Richmond's not a poor school by any stretch,
I suppose. And remind me, is it it's not that, like, if your bid doesn't get accepted, that's not just money lost, right? Or, I mean, like, do you have to pay in regardless?
Correct. But also, I mean, budget-wise, HBCU schools don't have big budgets.
No, but now you're going to they get pretty big crowds at those games, though, don't they?
They do get big crowds. But one thing to note for people also who are listening, when you bid, it's not just the bid money you're paying. You pay 80% of your ticket sales to the NCAA as well. If you make over what the bid is. So it's your bid, and then whatever you bring in for the gate that goes over the bid, you pay like 80% of the gate, and it's not a cool deal, but they use that to cover the travel. That's their story anyways. So that's part of probably what they were concerned about.
Gotcha.
Especially if you miss out on the money-making game that is the Celebration Bowl to go into the playoffs, where you don't make the same amount of money as you would in the Celebration Bowl, which, let's be honest, that's why the HBCUs do it, is money and exposure.
Mm-hmm.
More power to them. They make gobs of money. But
right. All right. Well, back to the actual game. The spread on this one is Richmond by 5 at home. The computer model has Richmond by 10.5, which is one of the bigger discrepancies that we've seen in the model compared to the Vegas spread. And so the model will take Richmond by quite a bit. Interestingly enough, if you listen to FCS media, I feel like NC Central is a pretty popular pick, even though they're the underdog in this one. So I'll take North Carolina Central here.
You're going to take North Carolina Central, and you can't see Richmond's.
They're 5-point underdogs.
5-point underdogs. Okay, because I was paying no attention to what you were saying because I was looking at budgets on Knight and Newhouse.
So glad that I have a podcast partner that doesn't listen to a word I say.
Well, that makes it more interesting. No, it's like, well, you asked me a question. My brain couldn't let it go. For people who are wondering, according to Knight Newhouse, NCCU's budget last year for the whole athletic budget for the whole department was $11 million. And for comparison, SDSU spent $7 million on football. So that has to weigh heavily into the bidding and everything like that. Anyways, so Richmond is favored by 5.5.
Richmond is favored by 5.
By 5. Okay.
Oh God, that's bright.
I'm going to go ahead and take NCCU as well. Give me North Carolina NCCU, whatever. I was right, but I'm so gun shy after my gaffe on when we had on Zach McKinnell that I'm just nervous about saying anything in HBCU now. Give me NCCU. They went up and beat already a CAA school. I know Richmond is not Elon, but still, Elon beat plenty of solid CAA teams that they ruined their season a little bit. So I'm going to go ahead and take NCCU. Like Rev says, NCCU has Davius Richard, and he's a baller. I think they're going to go out with something to prove, especially after getting their asses handed to them by Howard by 40 or 50 points. So they gave up 50 points. So go ahead and give me NCCU in that one.
All right, you and I agree. The computer does not. But yeah, it's stupid. Like I said, it's interesting how many people I've heard pick North Carolina Central, but they are the dogs in this one. So if you are inclined to bet, this would seem to be one that would be a good idea. The next game that we have is, well, I guess before we move on from that, are we both saying that they're not only going to cover the spread, but they're going to win as far as our bracket predictions?
Yes.
Gotcha. So yeah, we both have so far Mercer, Youngstown State, North Carolina Central moving on in our brackets. The next game down we have is Nichols going to Southern Illinois. Southern Illinois is a 15-point favorite at home. It'll be interesting to see if they can get their offense going. The model has Southern Illinois by 14.7 points, so it will take Nichols by a hair. I'll let you pick this one.
So I'm going to go with Southern Illinois. I am beyond unimpressed with the Southland Conference. I know Nichols. I'm sorry, Incarnate Word fans. Losing to Nichols is embarrassing. A 6-5 conference champion is embarrassing. So give me Southern Illinois at home. I think they're going to come out and hammer them. It's weird to say. It's playoffs. It's the first round of the playoffs. So it's not that weird to say, but I think this is a get right game for Southern Illinois before the next round at Idaho. So give me Baker to get his head right and start playing some ball.
Yeah, I mean, Southern Illinois has had some problems on offense, but I think they're going to enjoy playing against the Nichols defense. Yeah, I will take Southern Illinois in the points here as well. As much as I don't want to, I can see them winning by 17 to 24, somewhere in that area. Because I also don't think that Nichols is going to be able to score very much on Southern Illinois.
And they're favored by, what's the line again? Because I forgot to write it down.
Southern Illinois minus 15.
That's what I thought. Okay.
Yep. The total in that one's 47.5. Yeah. I was just seeing if there'd be a total play there. I could see that one going under, maybe. Like I could see SIU winning, like, I don't know, 24-7 or something.
I think it's a bad matchup for Nichols because Nichols likes to run the ball, from my understanding. Haven't watched a lot of Nichols, to be honest, but my understanding is the reason they were able to beat Incarnate Word is they ran the ball and controlled the game. Guess what they're not going to be able to do against Southern Illinois? Not going to be able to run the ball because they're used to that shit. That ain't going to fly. Maybe if they'd have got a team from a conference that doesn't run the ball like that, maybe a CAA team. Oh, froze. Hold on. I got this. Oh, I should have shut up. We'd have had them, folks. We would have had them. And the big problem with this is Ben has all the numbers right now. So I'm just going to talk to the comments and you guys. Let me know what you think. SIU just love cheering for him, Ariel says. Yep, I love the Sock Lukey's. If the Sock Lukey fears no man. Yeah, so ref says they have a lot of nickel and dime play. Oh, boo, that sucks. That joke sucks, Dustin. Get out of here. Oh,
yeah, Brendan came in with a good dad joke, and then Dustin follows it up with a bad dad joke.
Yeah. Well, he brings balance to the force, I guess. Scarlett O'Hara, you ain't. That's going to be a running bit now. Even better is people not from here commenting about Scarlett O'Hara, which is fantastic.
That place is awful. Ben has all the internet. I don't have all the internet.
No,
Brendan's the one with the crazy internet speed.
Yep.
All right, moving on from that game, we go to the bottom half of the bracket. Sacramento State going to UND. This is, I think, will be the most interesting first round matchup. UND is favored by 4.5 at home, which we all know how UND plays at home, much better than on the road. UND, the model has UND by only 3.5, so it will take Sac State getting 4.5 points. Brendan, what do you got?
I'm taking Sac State not only to cover, I'm going to take them to win. I have not seen enough out of UND's offense against any team with a pulse yet outside of their rivalry game that they completely apparently expended all their good plays for the rest of the year. So I'm going to take Sac State to cover and to win.
Yeah, man, I
always pick UND to cover in the Alerus Center, and I have no faith in them. I know Sac's not good, and we got Kevin Marshall saying that here, and I don't disagree, but I also don't think UND's any good. So, and they have a gimmicky offense that doesn't work against teams with a pulse. So maybe it will work against Sac, but boy, if Indiana State's giving you trouble at home, I don't see them doing well.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Rev, I agree with you. I have to take UND here just because it's a game that at least I can be going the other way. I can make a case for it. I think UND, I mean, although I have been saying this for the past couple weeks, UND has to get back to normal. Like they had a decent offense before. They had a decent offense when we played them.
Yeah.
I mean, like it's there, and Schuster, he can play well. It's just kind of crazy how him and Nick Baker have had very similar seasons where they look good, but they've looked real bad. So I will take UND in this one and hope to gain another pick there. Next game we've got on the slate, and I'll take UND obviously to win the game if I'm taking them as a favorite, and you took Sac State. So that's the first time we went opposite on the bracket anyway.
Yep.
Next game we've got is the biggest spread. It's Drake going to NDSU. NDSU's favored by 36 at home. And the computer, let's see here, NDSU by 42. So the computer is happy about only having to eat 36 points. And I am also happy about that. This is, as Brendan would say, a spicy meatball in my opinion. It's one that I would bet on NDSU in this one, and this one along with the North Carolina Central one and Mercer, honestly. So there, you got 3 stone cold lead pipe locks of the Scared Money Don't Make Money podcast.
Yes.
And while Brendan picks, I'm going to restart my freaking webcam.
No, everybody, here's your chance. All right. I hope y'all took your opportunity of Frozen Ben there. But I think he said NDSU minus 36. I don't care. Normally, what happens? Take Drake, you coward. I don't think so, Scooter. I am in it to win it, and I am not about to give him that. Like this is the round that I screwed it up on last year. I'm not about to do that. Give me NDSU to cover. There's one thing that we do know NDSU can do this year, and it's score points. It's their defense that's the problem. So give me NDSU to cover, obviously to win. I would be more than happy to be wrong on this one, but I just don't see it happening. So go ahead and give me the Drake Bulldogs to take that L and lose by $1 billion. It's not minus 42, Chad. That was the computer. The computer had it at minus 42. I know it was in the 30s. We can't see Ben. We can't hear Ben.
You can hear me.
We can hear you. Oh, this is going to be a disaster.
No, it's not a disaster. I'm just not going to have a video. But
I'm just going to talk over you all the time on the next day.
I'm assuming you took NDSU. They're going to whoop them.
Yeah. So what was the line, 36 or 32?
36.
36. All right. I did remember right. Look at me.
Good.
Look at me go. I'm proud of myself. I'm all grown up.
Yeah, you cannot be happy. Montana State cannot be happy about this draw, having NDSU come into their place with NDSU getting on a little bit of a hot streak here, and Montana State on the opposite of that. Yeah, they got some work to do in this bye week. And NDSU has a nice little tune-up game. If I was Montana State, I would rather have the tune-up game than the bye week at this point. Like the last thing they need to do is sit at home and think about how shitty they've been playing, honestly.
Yep.
They could use a game where they go whoop up on Drake, but unfortunately, they got to sit at home and wait for NDSU. The nice thing is they do have to go to Bozeman to play, but man, that's going to be a tough game for them. But we've both got NDSU moving on easy. Then we've got Chattanooga going to Austin Peay. Austin Peay is favored by 8 points. The computer has Austin Peay by only 6.9, so it will take Chattanooga. Oh man, this one's tough. 8 points is, I mean, Chattanooga, you can argue that they shouldn't be in the playoffs, but I think they got a chance to win this game, honestly. I'll take Chattanooga to keep it close.
So this is Austin Peay's favored by 8?
Yes.
I'm going to take Chatty in this one. I think it's going to be close. I don't think P wins by 8. That's a lot of points. I don't know how I feel about who wins this game. My heart says Austin Peay. I'm not sure what my head says. I could see Chatty. I could see either team winning this. This is more of a toss-up game for me. So +8 is way too much. While we're talking, I'll decide on whether or not I want to pick Chatty or Austin Peay to win the game.
So I was just going to say I'm actually picking Austin Peay to win, but I'm taking Chattanooga to cover.
Yeah, I think Austin Peay wins this game. I do. The fort should be packed for this. You show me a Thanksgiving game anywhere that's been packed. Stop it. It won't be packed, Rev. Come on. Come on.
Kevin says 8 points. 8 points is a lot. He thinks Chattanooga is going to win the game. For those that haven't listened to Kevin and Stone's podcast, FCS Nation Radio, go listen to that. They did a great job of breaking down all of the first round games. If you have Spotify, set up a notification. I get notification every Friday, and I get excited every time I do because I go listen to it. So I would recommend you do the same. Great info there.
And if you're on Apple Podcasts and subscribe, you also get notifications as long as you turn your notifications on for your podcast for when they post theirs or when we post ours even. So subscribe to us as well.
I would also recommend that. I'm not subscribed to us because I know when it comes out, but I would recommend you guys to subscribe to it so you know that when we post something, you can go listen to it. All right. So
Chad, this is not an FBS show. I'm not talking about FBS stadiums on Thanksgiving.
Nope.
Thanksgiving playoff round, and I don't care. And if it's their first playoff game in years, then it's going to be worse, I'm betting.
I will say I'm not those two teams that Chad's mentioned, the game that Chad's mentioning. I'm just going to say it. Iowa and Nebraska played today. I watched that game. We would beat both of them by 10 to 20 points. I would take us as double-digit favorites.
You think we'd score that many on Iowa's defense?
I really do. I think the way
that's a really good defense.
It's really good, but I mean, I think with the way our offense is playing, I think we score, 17, and I don't think they score more than 7. I think it could be like a 17-7 game. That game went under. It was the total was 25.5, and it went.
Wasn't it a record? A record?
Yes. So, they set a record every week for the lowest total. Anyway, moving on. We both took Austin Peay to win, but Chatty to cover.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Correct.
Last one in the first round, we've got Lafayette going to Delaware. Delaware is favored by 9, and the model has Delaware favored by much more, 13. So the model will take Delaware easy. I think I will as well. I think Delaware wins this by 10 to 14 points. So I will take the 9 points.
Yeah, I'm gonna take Delaware as well. Patriot League team. This is not a Holy Cross Patriot League team from years gone by, although there are plenty of times that a CAA team has been upset by an NEC or a CAA team or a Patriot League team in the playoffs. if there's problems weather-wise, but I'm going to take Cardi. He's done a good job out there. I think Delaware is going to put up too many points. I don't think Lafayette has that great of a defense. They gave up how many yards did Sluka have against them? And I'm not saying that Delaware has a Sluka, but I'm saying Delaware's offense is better. Seth Meyer says Delaware's a mash unit right now. Oh, yeah. I'd know that if they weren't on Flow Sports, but I'm still going to stick with Delaware to pull this one out.
It had to be so embarrassing. Flow Sports obviously doesn't give a shit, but it had to be embarrassing to see their highlights on the national selection show, and they're these grainy, footed games, and that's their broadcast that they expect you to pay. Was it $30 a month for?
Yeah, it's absurd how much it is. I don't love that.
Out of here.
I love that the Summit did a similar thing with going with the non-ESPN streaming service, but at least it's not $30 a month.
And it's quality.
Buck there, and it is way better than Flow.
Yes. Anyway, people don't like our Delaware pick here.
I see this. That's fine.
Even Blue Bloods here.
Blue Bloods. All your money on Lafayette covering lock. All right. Is it too late to change my pick?
No shit. I kind of want to at this point.
I'm changing my pick. I'm going to take Laffy to cover. I have faith. Right. I have faith in Blue Bloods. You can change yours if you want to.
No, I need more opposite picks, so I'm going to take advantage of this.
Thanks, Blue.
This will give me three opposite picks here.
And honestly, in this one, they're not. I'm going to take Laffy to win too. If Zach believes that hard in it, I'm going to take Laffy to even pull it out, just because of all the new information we're getting with them being a mash unit and all that stuff. I know we're supposed to know, but you know what? Sometimes we got smart audience members. I want to take a moment here. Actually, I know this isn't. I should probably do this on the B team. I firmly believe this doesn't have anything to do with the podcast other than you guys helping us out. We appreciate each and every one of you who listens so much. But I firmly believe, and you will never convince me otherwise, that FCS football fans and fans of lower levels of college football, even below that, compared to FBS or NFL fans, are so much smarter, so much more well-informed, know so much more about opposing teams than FBS, your general FBS fan, that it's not even funny, because you guys hunt down where to watch, hunt down where to get your information. FCS is not on ESPN every day. You don't have the talking heads telling you what to think. You form your own opinion, and I am a big fan of just how smart FCS fans are in general, even though you may see some posts on FCS Fans Nation on Facebook that make you think otherwise. Remember, the majority of FCS fans are very, very sharp football people. And that is a belief that I will never let go of outside of what happens on message boards.
I agree with everything you said. You couldn't see me, but I was nodding my head in approval as you said that.
Oh, awesome! I'm gonna everybody close your eyes and imagine Ben's head nodding with us.
All right. Anyway, so that's all the first round games here. I've got 3 opposite. Let's hope all 3 of those hit. Otherwise, I'm in big trouble. Already in big trouble.
You're still in trouble, even if that happens.
Oh, I know. But 5 games back is a lot better than 8 games back. So, all right. Let's go ahead and scroll back up to the top so we can pick out the rest of our bracket here.
Okay. We're back.
Dustin, I am not in a beanbag naked eating Cheetos.
Prove it. There's no proof. It must be happening.
If I now my camera doesn't even show my frozen face. It just doesn't show anything. Oh boy.
That's awesome. You don't even get the bland profile, generic profiles circle. There it is.
Anyway, all right. So first game up here, I think it's pretty easy to say we both have SDSU moving on. Unless are you gonna pick Mercer to get the upset?
Over SDSU?
Mm-hmm.
For sure. No, I'm not. I'm not stupid.
All right. And then we've got Villanova. Both of us took Youngstown State. This is going to be a tough one.
Mm-hmm. It is.
I'm going to take Youngstown State here. I don't like it because I wanted to see a different opponent. I don't want to see Youngstown State again, even though I'm very confident that we'll beat either of them. But I think Youngstown State's a good enough team to go beat Villanova.
Yeah, everywhere you hear from people who have watched a lot of Nova and CAA is that Youngstown State is a bad matchup for them. And as they love to say on the effing pod with Kyler, especially, is matchups make fights. So I'm gonna lean with you here. I think I'm gonna take Youngstown State to pull the upset. I'm gonna trust in what I know and have heard from people who do know that Youngstown State will pull this one off. If anything, it'll be close. And in my bracket, it's not going to hurt me too much to pick the upset here because of my confidence in the team. So go ahead, and I'm with you on that one. I'm going to take Youngstown State for the upset.
Yeah. Seth Meyer said he's with me. He wants to get new teams to the Dana. At least we'll get a first round matchup with a new team to the Dana. I would assume that neither Gardner Webb or Mercer have ever been here.
Well, let's be honest. Nova at the Dana is not a new playoff opponent.
This is true.
This would be the third time we played him in the playoffs. We ended Andy Talley's career. Legendary Hall of Fame career got ended at the Dana. So I would prefer to see Nova, but Youngstown State, because Youngstown State is going to have a serious axe to grind, and teams that concern me are Valley teams that we destroyed because of the ability to come in overconfident.
Grizz fans are here.
There they are.
Juice Master says Grizz are going to clown stomp the bracket this year. Natty incoming. Okay.
That is strong.
Okay. All right.
I'm not saying it's wrong, but that is clown stomp the bracket.
Yep. He said clown stomp.
Well, I cannot. I love you guys. You guys are going to be so fun.
It will be fun if they're in Frisco too.
If there's one team I want to play in Frisco, it's Montana fans. Not because I want interactions with Montana fans. It's because the amount of shit they're going to talk is going to be great because the team's going to hear it.
Oh, yeah.
I'm all about that.
Yeah, it'll be the opposite of what NDSU did. NDSU laid down like a sick dog last year, but it will be the complete opposite. There will be all the confidence in the world from Montana fans.
Yep.
Anyway, we're getting ahead of ourselves.
Right.
Going down to UAlbany versus NC Central. I am going to take NC Central in this one too. I want to see. I want to see them go on a little run here, so I'm going to take them.
I don't fully disagree with you. I think the bracket does set up nicely for them to possibly go on. Go on. I got it. Dustin's comment's funny. This bracket is set up nicely for NCU to go on a run, because I just don't have big belief in the top teams from the CAA. So I could see him going on a Cinderella run. However, not past the first round. Albany's going to beat him at home, I think, and it'll be close, but I think Albany pulls it out. They might have a weak schedule, but I think they're a solid team. So,
man, that would be a sad day for the CAA if
Twitter will be on fire.
If Lafayette beats Delaware in the first round, like everybody's saying they will, North Carolina Central beats Richmond, and then both Nova and Albany go down in their first games. And the thing is, like, I think it's plausible. Like, all four of those outcomes can pretty easily happen. So, Brendan just disconnected himself because he was trying to be funny, and now he's just completely off, which is great. I don't think he meant to do that.
There, is this better?
Yeah, that's better.
Yeah, see, and in this round, the boys are really going to give it to him. See, yeah.
I mean, to be fair, like the majority of people consume this via audio and not video anyway, so it doesn't really matter if we have our stupid videos on.
Is that true though? I don't know if I believe that.
Our numbers, I'm pretty sure, are higher on the podcast form. I'd have to go. I know, but I'd have to go look.
This is the wrong place to talk about. Anyway,
moving on.
The boys from down south are going to come up and take on that team from the East Coast. See, yeah,
it can be a disaster for the CAA. This bracket did not set up well for them. All right, going down. Actually, so you took Albany though to beat North Carolina Central?
Yep, I'm taking the Great Danes.
There you go. All right. Going down, we've both have Southern Illinois going to Idaho. I got to take Idaho in this one. I don't think Southern Illinois' offense will do enough. And going to the Kibbe Dome, I think it's going to be tough for them. So I'll take Idaho.
I am going to take Idaho as well. I don't. On the road, that dome will be juiced. I don't know if it'll be packed, but the environment will be high. So give me the Vandals to move
on. Yeah. Alex, my face is not on because I'm having webcam problems again. So, and this is a brand new Microsoft Surface. So that's great. Thanks a lot, Bill Gates. All right.
I don't think it's your computer.
It's an integrated webcam. How is it not my computer?
I think that the choppiness is because you have the internet speed that goes with the speed of smell.
It's not the internet. Anyway, next game we have, you took Sac State to win, I think.
I did.
And do you have them beating USD?
I do not. I am going to take just South Dakota to win at home, unfortunately. I would love for it to be the other way. I don't see either of UND or SAC pulling it off. I mean, UND scored 3 points down there, man. And like Kevin mentioned earlier, they're just not good. SAC isn't good, so I think just South Dakota pulls it off. Rev, he doesn't have Midco. He doesn't get Midco there, so that's part of his issue.
And I will say, I just did a speed test. Shout out Golden West. I have 250 megabytes download, 137 megabytes upload. So
you've upgraded since we started doing this.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. It's not the internet. It's the webcam. Okay. I got a buddy that works for Golden West. I didn't want to downplay Golden West at all. Anyway.
He doesn't work for the internet company, honey.
No, I work for the power company.
Yeah. Which my power went out the other night, by the way, and I blame you for it.
Sorry about that. All right.
Oh, sorry about that. Like you personally went and knocked a transformer out with a rifle.
If there was a remote disconnect collar on your house,
it'd go off in 5, 4, 3.
God, that would be fun, wouldn't it?
Oh no, it would not be fun. I'd get a text like in the middle of the afternoon. Hey, what are you doing? Oh, I'm punching some work in. No, you're not.
Chad, yes, I think they do have fiber to my house, but it's also dependent on how much I pay for internet, and I don't need to pay for more than 250 meg. So, all right, moving on. I will also take. I had UND winning, but I will take USD winning the second round matchup. All right, next one, we have a big game, NDSU going to Montana State. I actually think Montana State gets it right, and I think they have the defense to shut down NDSU, and I think Montana State wins at home here.
I 100% agree. Montana State is 2021 SDSU, who but due to karmic injustice, was able to have a very weak field of seeds and get a seed instead of getting sent having into the nether realm of being an unseeded team. So I absolutely think they get right. I think they beat NDSU. I think they beat NDSU handily. So I'm going to take the Bob Kittens. They are going to be a force to be reckoned with. I think, well, not to give away my whole thing, they might be a force to be reckoned with all the way to the semifinals.
Yeah, no, I agree. Dustin wants to buy us drinks. He's betting us around that NDSU wins this game.
Done. I'll take that.
I will take it as well.
Have you seen NDSU's run defense?
It's not great.
Hey, what does Montana State exclusively do?
Actually, NDSU's run defense is really bad. And they are really bad at tackling. And guess who's really bad at breaking, or really good at breaking tackles?
And running the ball. Oh, yeah, those guys. That's a great matchup, especially on the road.
Yeah. Juice Master says the Cats are a broken team. Yes, I know you're a Grizz fan, but and they have not been playing well. But I think just this matchup is not great for NDSU. So we both agree on that. And then we've got we both had Austin Peay going to Furman. I'm going to take Austin Peay to win this one. I don't have a whole lot of faith in Furman after what they showed against Wofford. I'll take Austin Peay.
I am going to take. I have Chatty versus Furman in this one, and
I thought you said you had Chatty to cover.
Oh, I did. I did. You're right.
I mean, you can change that. I don't care.
Damn, you're right. I just read my stuff wrong. No, I'm not going back on that. I am going to take Furman to win.
Okay.
They'll have their quarterback back. I firmly believe they're getting their quarterback back. Otherwise, they wouldn't have gotten a seed. I think they're going to be all sorts of rip-roaring ready to go, which means Furman will win by 6 because that's what they do. I'm going to take Furman to not completely embarrass the SoCon and beat Austin Peay as a seed, and then they'll get to go to Montana. Not to give away my next game.
Right. Seth Meyer here says that MSU NDSU is going to be a shootout because the Bison will put up points. I don't know. I think Montana State
will they put up that many points?
I think Montana State has the defense to stop them.
At least to slow them down.
Right. And, you look at that Montana State-Montana result, but that was at Montana. This is in Bozeman.
You don't think Vegan's going to be able to figure out how to run his old team, how to stop his old team's offense?
Right. Seth Meyer also says Furman rallies after hearing for 2 weeks or so overrated. That's very possible. All right, so you took Furman, I took Austin Peay. Last but not least, we got Montana, and you said,
Rev, you're such a goddamn homer with your stupid UAC. It's not stupid. I do love the UAC. I love around the UAC, the podcast, but I don't. Sorry, I completely just shit on you there, and I'm an asshole. So continue.
Hey, Ron Lowney showed up. I haven't seen him post yet. Anyway, we have you took Lafayette to win the first round against
Delaware. Sure did.
I assume you don't have them beating Montana though.
I am going to take the mighty University of
Yeah, I will take Montana as well. All right, so now we have our quarterfinal matchup set up. Go back to the top. I will take.
I'll get there. We'll get there.
I will take SDSU to beat Youngstown State in my bracket. You will take the same, presumably?
Yes, I will take the same.
I will take Idaho to beat NC Central in my bracket.
I will take Albany to lose to Idaho.
You're taking, Idaho to beat Albany. Gotcha.
Indeed I am, because that'll be all. So I don't think Albany's going to travel well.
We both have SDSU Idaho in the semis, which is pretty much, if you look around at other FCS media, it's the consensus. SDSU Idaho in the semis is almost a foregone conclusion at this point. I'd be surprised to see anything else. And then we've got USD going to Montana State going to USD in both of our brackets. I will take Montana State to win this one. I don't think USD has the offense to beat Montana State. They're going to have to hope their defense plays out of their minds, which they're good. I just don't know that they I don't know that they can stop Montana State enough. So I'll take Montana State getting the upset down in Vermilion. And I don't even know if it'll be an upset. Montana State might be favored down there.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think Montana State will be favored. Will be Furman down there. They're going to wear purple jerseys. No, I think they're going to be favored down there. And I just don't think South Dakota has the juice. Honestly, matchup wise, I know a lot of you think that Zach thinks that Albany's the worst matchup for Idaho. You're not changing my opinion on this one, Zach.
Zach coming in with the Lee Corso, not so fast, my friend.
Oh my God, we need him on here with the headsets, the heads and everything. Yeah. We should have him print off coach masks that he could have put over his face for each one he wanted.
That's good stuff.
Yeah, he says Albany's the worst matchup for Idaho in his opinion. It's plausible. I think Idaho's good. I don't have faith in the CAA, especially after how last year went. And it's going to be a cross-country road trip for Albany. Like flying all the way to Idaho.
That's the other thing. If Albany would have got the 4 seed and Idaho would have had the 5 seed, I'd give Albany a better shot there.
Right.
But them having to go to Idaho, I'll take Idaho in that one.
In the little Kibbie Dome, yeah, I'm going to give the advantage to Idaho there. Montana State and just South Dakota, like we were talking about, I'm going to take the Bob Kittens. I think this bracket laid out actually kind of nice for Montana State. I don't think USD. This is going to get me burned at the stake by the 3 USD fans. I know you're out here watching me, buddy. He was watching the post-game show, one of the players' brothers. But I do not think that this is a good matchup for South Dakota in this one. I think the styles make fights thing. I think Montana State's style against both of these teams is good. And I think a bye week is going to do them a world of good, and they're going to be out to prove a point. And I think they're going to walk into the the Dakota dump with the 400 people that are there and walk away with a win.
Yeah. So last but not least, I've got Austin Peay going to Montana. I'll take Montana to win. You have Furman going to Montana. I assume Montana to win.
I will once again take the mighty University of
Perfect. So we've got SDSU, Idaho, Montana State, Montana, which will be great semifinal matchups. I will again take SDSU to win and head to Frisco. And I will take Montana to beat Montana State again and head to Frisco as well.
Not so fast, my friend. Oh. Give me Montana State to upset the University of once they're back in Wagriz Stadium. This is going to hurt.
Ron Lowney rejoices.
Ron Lowney, after your years of dedication, all 2 of them following us here, I am going to take the Bob Kittens to upset the University of Montana in this game. If this would have been, a cross-country road trip, whatever, I would definitely lean the way of whatever that home team was most likely in the semifinals. But on this one, I'm going to take Montana State to upset the University of Montana because just like their fans, their team's going to be a little bit cocky. We've witnessed this happen at SDSU with Southern Illinois. Same season. Destroyed them. Just destroyed them. And then they came back and gave us one hell of a fight, and I don't know if Montana will get back up off the Juice Master. I couldn't give a fornication about what happened week 1, dude. You really got to get over your Montana Grizz there, buddy. I'm not talking hate. I don't care. I said I'd prefer Montana. I would prefer Montana in there, but hey, it has nothing to do with Jackrabbit glasses. I think that's going to happen. I think their team's going to be.
I don't understand how picking Montana State would be having Jack glasses.
Yeah, why would that be better for us? I want Montana instead. I would prefer Montana in that game. That would be a lot of fun. Because a bad cat team almost beat us. Like Rev says, you lost to Northern Arizona. Sit down. Sit down and shut your mouth. Anyways, don't I don't get that. We smoked this team. Yeah, good luck. Congratulations. You also lost to a bad Northern Arizona. You guys are a little bit cocky about this. Yeah, I'm scared of the Grizz. Anyways, I think Montana State's going to pull the upset. It's going to shock a lot of people. But we've seen this a lot of times where teams get spanked, other team comes in overconfident. All that Montana's going to hear all week on the radio is how they killed him, how they're going to kill him again. Montana State can't handle it, blah, 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 blah. And it's going to be a dogfight. And I think Montana State will pull it out in the end because they've been in that moment of the semifinals way more times recently than Montana has. And I think they'll handle that moment better, setting up yet another rematch to let that little rivalry kindle a little bit brighter. I would prefer if it was Montana just to slay that last dragon with this group of guys and the Natty. That'd be a lot of fun. I think Montana fans down there would be a lot of fun because they'll be just as cocky as Juice Master is, and that's okay. I'm gonna just Juice Master. I'm gonna give you shit back. That's all. So
I will say I think Montana State fans would be fun down there too. I think that
they will.
If they get to Frisco, they'll be super confident, and they Juice Master says Grizz will super cover. That's such a thing. Well, you super covered in the Brawl of the Wild. I would say
you super covered in the Brawl, absolutely.
Yeah. All right. So I have SDSU against Montana down at Frisco. I will take SDSU to become the champion back to back. Brendan, what do you got?
I'm going to take SDSU. We've seen this before. We saw this last year with this SDSU team. We've seen it with similarly built NDSU teams, of the past where you watch their lines and their defense develop and become nastier and nastier as the year went on. We even saw Zach, why would you say that to me? I thought we were friends, man. I'm not even putting that into the universe. Just let Matt Frazee bring my nightmares up, okay? He likes to torment me. You're gonna hurt my feelings.
For those that can't see, Zach said,
no, we don't put that evil in the universe.
I have to say it.
No, you don't.
Brendan's worst nightmare. NDSU makes a run and beats SDSU in Frisco. Thing of nightmares. Yeah, that would be it wouldn't be fun to see NDSU revive their season and come back and do that. But honestly, if NDSU gets through Montana State, I don't think they go to Montana and win.
No.
And I don't even know if they go down to USD and win. Honestly,
they'll win it. NDSU.
I'm just saying, USD's defense will.
No, they won't.
The problem is they would have to find an offense because their offense is lost right now.
Yeah, their offense is completely lost. I took SDSU by the shock. I don't think NDSU wins in. I don't think USD beats NDSU.
You're probably right, but I don't see NDSU going to Montana and winning.
I don't see them going to the state of Montana twice and winning. Now, something to point out that this is NDSU, and they have a pure horseshoe up their ass when it comes to some of this, where during their run, they never had to leave the Fargo Dome, and they were not a top 2 seed the entire time, but they always ended up in the middle, in the Fargo Dome in the semifinals. It always happened. Somebody always choked. Look at last year.
I wouldn't be surprised if USD lost against Sacramento State or UND. Honestly,
nothing about USD would surprise me if they ran all the way to the finals. And that would surprise me. If they made an Natty,
that would be surprising.
But if they make it to the semis, that would not surprise me in the least. If they win out in the first game, that would not surprise me in the least. I think they play games so close to the wire right now with playing with fire. I can see anything happening to them.
Yeah, I don't want to see everybody that thinks, oh, it'd be so fun if USD meets SDSU in Frisco. No, it wouldn't, because that would rekindle that fan base, and it just, we don't need that. We don't want that.
No, yeah.
I would prefer if USD lost in the first round. We do not need them to have success, and I don't understand the people that say that it's a good for us when they're good.
Yeah, this isn't D2 anymore.
Right.
This isn't D2. Them being good doesn't help us or anything like that.
Do you think, Alex? Do you think Iowa's thinking like, oh man, it'd be great if Iowa State was really good at football? Like, no, they don't. They don't care. They want them to burn to the ground. Like, I don't get it.
To be honest, the thing that would piss me off the most would be USD making the national title game, because they haven't had to go through the trauma of losing year after year after year in the playoffs. They just get to now we got to be good now. Like, that would really burn my ass. Zach says the worst saying of all time: nobody wants your rival to be good. Exactly. I want them to be terrible until they're so irrelevant they have to stop playing sports. That's what I want. No AI tonight, asked Jim. He's on top of you.
No.
I sent you some.
When?
Last week.
No.
Sent you B Team Mafia AIs.
Oh, you did?
I did. It was a text. Yeah. November 17th. You'd have to crop them, because it has the stupid thing I had to imagine up to get it to post what I wanted to, but it was cool.
Oh, yeah, I did forget about that.
Yeah, that's how good they were. He was like, let's leave the AI to old Bensky here, because Jesus Christ, you suck. That's what I took. You didn't say anything back, and I'm like, whoa, I thought they were okay, but I guess never mind. Never mind.
No, it's good. It's really good.
Liar. Oh my God. This is
good job. Good effort.
Hey, why'd you never ask me if I wanted to cook for the tailgate again? Oh, I just didn't think of. Did you not like my? No. Oh, yeah, it was the best. Yeah, you're so good. And stuff.
just to prove how much I enjoyed it. If you give me,
you're a liar. No, I don't want you, dude. No.
Give me
you can't undo this.
We're already over an hour.
Yeah, this is new record. But you know what? We did decide to pick an entire. You keep adding stuff every week.
Okay,
that makes it longer.
It might be my fault.
Let's pick some extra games. Let's add an AI segment. Let's have an AI segment and then pick 12 games. Let's have an AI segment and then pick every first round game, and then we're going to pick the whole bracket live on air with each other, and then put the AI on at the end.
Hey.
This is worse than a pity date.
It's what the people want. All right,
or a pity FK. See, look at me. I've danced around it 3 times this pod. I'm very proud of myself.
Yeah.
For the record, if people heard my keyboard just clickety clacking away, I and thinking it's Black Friday. Why didn't you get a keyboard? Because I didn't want to. I got a mouse instead, and I like the mouse. It's very nice.
All right, we're just gonna do this Inception thing because
I will take my screen off. Yeah,
there we
go.
There
it is.
That's the BT Mafia have some stogies in the back of I don't know, maybe Cubbies.
Waiting for orders from the Podfather.
Yes.
For the next hit.
Yep. I like it.
Who screwed up on the who put a kicker on the offensive player of the year?
Right.
I have someone really mad at me about that.
That's your
he's gonna just jump my shit.
That's your JAI for the week. Sorry, it wasn't better.
Zach, we are not taking the crown for the longest Fs. You alone hold that, brother.
No,
no way.
Does he compared to your after show?
Okay, well, maybe that may average an hour and a half to 2 hours. Perhaps. Yeah. I'd have to take the crown for myself. Is that what we're saying?
Exactly. We are not going over 2 hours. I'll guarantee you that.
Brendan Lidke, infamous for never shutting his goddamn mouth.
Yep.
It was perfect. All right. I burped during
that. All right. Well, we got all our picks in. We got the bracket picked. Jim, right on time. Love it. Always dependable. For those, do we need to say any ads? Do we need to mention any of our awesome sponsors?
I mean, we got to shout out Kubota. Matt just sent us video of humble brag by Matt, the Podfather, just sending us video firing up his snowblower on his Kubota BX, and it's like, and he's like, and we're like, I think it was you. You were like, "Oh, dude, that's awesome." He's like, "It's okay. I mean, it's kind of hobby farm and horse people, like old people have these." It's like, shut your mouth. That's sick. That is awesome. Get out of here. So go to Kubota. They have a new dealership down in Yankton. So stop into Kubota. Let them know that we sent you. We sure appreciate it. Get ready for the winter that's coming. Winter is coming, so get ready. And then, of course, Cubby's Sports Bar and Grill. Stop on down. Go burgle some curds down there. Go ask them. I'm sure they'll have them on. If they don't have them on, bring it up. I'm sure they'll have every first-round game on in there if you ask. So go ahead and ask for that. Have some beers. Take in all the games. Make it a little bit like March Madness. Get there at noon, drink all day, get a ride home, or walk. You can walk. That's fine. But, yeah, head on down to Cubby's. Have some delicious appetizers and burgers and everything else that they got going on down there.
I like it. All right. Well, last thing, buy your tickets for the first round playoff game.
Yes.
And tell your friends to buy tickets for the first round playoff game. We want to pack the Dana, make it a good atmosphere. This team deserves it. Let's mention that. Quickly, Jackrabbit Central still has their Black Friday 30% off deal going on. I hit that up today. Got a bunch of stuff for 30% off, which is crazy to have. Like, some stores have Black Friday deals, and it's just like a handful of things. Jackrabbit Central goes all out. It's 30% off anything that you want from Jackrabbit Central, which is insane. So go take advantage of that. Thank you to Jackrabbit Central.
And unlike most people in most places, a lot of places that you order from online, they will not raise the price and then by 30%.
No, right.
Discount. And there's tons of stuff, folks, on Amazon. Everything my wife and I had been following were exactly that's what happened. So
that ends up being the same price that it was before, but it looks like it's
Yeah.
They'll get you. All right. Well, as Jim says, as we always say, go big, go blue, go Jacks. Somebody or one of us ending the stream. Which one?
Sure. Probably